Hey everybody, Zukira here, and I'm back at it with my alt, going through the Shadowbringers storyline. Alright, so in the last episode of this, we had done Qitana Ravel, the dungeon, and we're just outside to finish up the quest line. So we're going to talk to Y'shtola. Y'shtola says, "That was an enlightening experience, though not in the way I had hoped. Do you suppose there is any truth in MSQ's claims?" And now the quest bearing with it. Y'shtola wears a haunted expression. MSQ's words have clearly found their mark. Y'shtola says, "Though recent events plainly warrant further discussion, I think it best that we wait until Alphino and the others are present." MSQ concluded, "How convenient that he should choose this moment to keep to the shadows." "Well, no matter. For the present, we should return to Phaera and make certain of Yulmorin's withdrawal. After that, Slitherbow, the blessed are no doubt elated by what has become of the sky." Alright. So back to Phaera. There's a mandrill trying to get up in my business, but I'll outrun him. Alright, let's talk to Almet here. Almet says, "You are returned, and unharmed, I see." Y'shtola says, "Indeed, I am pleased to report that the Light Warden is no more, thanks in large part to you." Almet says that the death of a single Sin Eater should make such a difference. As our numbers waned, so too did our hope that the ruins we have devoted our lives to guarding would ever find purpose. Yet here you are, the allies for whom we have waited these many centuries, and with your arrival came the chance to pass on our legacy, the ancient wisdom of the Empire. That alone would have been reward enough. Never did we imagine it would serve to banish a light that pervaded these woods." Almet continues, "On behalf of the V's, our forebears, and the late Emperor of Rak'tika, you have our deepest thanks." Y'shtola says, "It is we who should be thanking you. Our journey through the Qitana Ravel proved most enlightening. To be privy to such knowledge is an honor, one for which we never hoped." Almet says, "Please, you need not be so humble." Almet says, "We but do our duty as decreed by the late Emperor. Would that he were still with us to express his gratitude in person." Almet says, "But sister, does this not mean our duty is fulfilled?" Almet says, "To our allies perhaps, but the ruins cannot be left unguarded." Almet continues, "So long as we live here in these woods, the secrets of Rak'tika must not fall into the wrong hands." Minfilia says, "Is Runar still here?" Almet says, "No. We escorted him back to Slitherbow shortly after you set out. Emma says, if you would return to the Knights Blessed, we will not keep you any longer. I suspect they would be glad of your company. Ishtala says, thank you, Elmet. I look forward to a day when we might share a more leisurely visit to the ruins of Ronka. Elmet says, we will await your return then. Alright, so now I gotta go talk to Runar. And I think I'll just teleport. Alright, where's Runar? There he is. There's our buddy. There's the good boy. Let's talk to him.
Ah, you are returned, and none the worse for wear, I see.
You needn't worry about us. What became of your worn soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. A sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not entirely wrong. But we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say. Please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there's still much to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
kitty man.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we would hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Alright, Y'shtola, what do you got to say? You cannot help but feel something is bothering Y'shtola. Y'shtola says, though it pains me to leave, it is time I returned with you and the others to the Crystarium. But before we go, might I speak with you in private? I will await you in my chambers. Alright. You just want to talk about Runar, don't you? Yeah, you want some girl talk, huh? No? Y'shtola says, thank you for coming. I thought to keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at the Rak'tika Falls, I fear they may prove true, and so I must share them with you. From the first when we met at Fort Gone, your ether has appeared tainted, suffused with an overabundance of light, not unlike the Sin Eaters. Oh dear. When you defeated the Light Warden, I fear the light which poured forth from it was not negated by Heidelin's blessing, rather it was absorbed into your being. Urianger also suspected as much, though he is unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain, with every warden you defeat, the danger to you grows greater, greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray, inform me at once. You should hurry, before the others begin to worry. Once I have sorted my things here, I will join you. Alright. Going over there now. Wait at the entrance to Slitherbow. Okay. Thancred says, we took one last patrol of the perimeter. All things considered, Slitherbow remains relatively unscathed. Ophelia says, thanks to the antidote, all those who were poisoned will make a full recovery. And with the night sky returned, their prayers have at last been answered. A stoic nod. Y'shtola says, sorry to keep you all waiting. Shall we be off then? Urianger says, art thou certain this is best? Y'shtola says, I'll not deny that there is a part of me that wishes I could stay. For 2 years I've lived with the Blessed, learned their culture, even going so far as to adopt Master Matoya's name as my own. But I pray I did honor to it. Y'shtola says, now is not the time for doubt or hesitation. Come, we must return to the Crystarium. Alright, So we're going to speak with Y'shtala back at the Crystarium. So we'll just teleport over there. There she is. Let's talk to her. Y'shtala says, all things considered, it is hardly surprising that Alphino and Alice have yet to arrive. But where is the Exarch? My friends, Alphino says, it is good to see you all again. Y'shtala says, Alphino, it's been too long. Alphino says, I assume your presence here means you've brought word of the warden hiding in Rak'tika? Alphino says, found and slain, you say. I should have known. Crystal Exarch says, Yulmore has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Novrant to defend them. I am glad to see their efforts were wasted at the Great Wood. Tancred says, speaking of Yulmore, what came of your meeting with Vothri? Exarch says, yes, about that. It proved to be... Alphino, Exarch, you mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower has clearly taken its toll. Alphino says, no doubt you all are as tired as well, having traveled so far. Why don't we all take a much-needed rest before we discuss our findings? Y'shtala says, I thought to propose the same. After your clash with the warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. Tancred says, it's settled then. We'll reconvene after everyone has had time to settle in. Alright, so we're going to the pendants, to our room. I guess they're telling us it's nap time. But I just started playing today. I'm not sleepy yet. So I guess I'll just go have a snack or something. Yeah. Let's see what they want to do with us. Talk to the manager of suites. Welcome back, miss. Returned from a lengthy excursion, I take it? Well, your room has been made ready if you care to retire. Yeah, I'll go to my quarters. Master of suite says, very good. I pray you sound sleep and pleasant dreams. Let's see.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me.
What'll I say? I must stay the course for others? And what if that changes? What if it overwhelms me? Or then I suppose there's naught to do but rest. I must stay the course for others.
True enough. Packing up and going home isn't really an option, is it? If you don't face the music here, it'll only come and find you there.
Hi Laura, and hello Glenn. How are you both doing tonight?
Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about hiding and being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will?
Are we tempered indeed?
It's paying him no mind. Lies the Ascians stock in trade.
No, that's true.
Villains, heroes, all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare.
Glad to hear it, and yes, he is cool.
Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
Meanwhile, in Garlemald, yes, an Estinian.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear,
To say nothing of Black Rose.
All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Almegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield of Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elizabeth plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. May happy father... I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend. I know not what entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
That's gotta be Xenos. I don't know how long I'm playing tonight because the carpal tunnel's acting up in one of my hands today. So I don't want to do anything too strenuous. And it might inhibit my ability to do combat, but we'll see. Something's up. Let's check if my gear needs repaired. Yeah, we'll repair it all. I'll hide my glasses for now. Alright, when it rains. Alright, judging by his countenance, the manager of suites has ill tidings for you. Ah, I suspect that you might be awake. Or suspected you might be awake. I could scarce imagine you sleeping through such a commotion. An entire host of Sin Eaters appears to be advancing upon the Crystarium. Emergency measures are being taken as we speak. Rest assured, however, that we are safe so long as we remain under the Crystal Tower's aegis. You may return to your quarters if you wish. Master Sweet says, yes, I thought you might feel that way, and I cannot say that your assistance would be anything less than welcome. I must remain here to disseminate information to the other residents, but you are under no such obligation, and thus free to aid any of the townsfolk who may be in distress. The Exarch... something on my screen. The extra tends to become a point of congregation in times of need, crowded with those seeking solace and companionship. You would have my personal gratitude if you would offer succor to those there. Succor to those there. Alright. Okay. Let's go there. Let's go to the Exurdra. Yeah, we'll see how my hand holds up today. I think I overdid it merging over the weekend, and I slept funny and just, you know, pinched a nerve. Alright, we are out here in the congregation area. Few townsfolk are about, and you spy none who appear to be in distress. LSA says my name. Oh, there she is. LSA says, I've only just returned from Amarang. Yet I find the Crystarium moments from being beset by sin eaters. Where are they coming from? This shouldn't be possible. We restored the darkness. Alphino says, well, this is a fortunate coincidence. LSA says, brother, tell me you have some idea of why this is happening. Alphino says, I may, but for the moment we'll need to postpone such discussions in favor of action. Alphino says, the Crystal Exarch is preparing to deploy a barrier around the Crystarium as we speak. Ensuring that he is able to do so should be our first concern. There are a number of instruments placed around the Crystarium that function as anchors for the barrier. I'm on my way to activate them now. Also says, in which case 3 pairs of hands would be better than 1? Very well, I'll take the ones to the south. Alphino says, I shall deal with the northern apparatus then. Will you handle the western too? They're ensconced on platforms extending from the upper level of the Aetherite Plaza. Alright. Let's sprint on over there. Looks like it's up this tower. Good thing I didn't skip leg day. And up we go. How much further? That's not far, right? Oh, it's down below us. Okay, I went too high. Why am I not seeing this thing? Oh, it's way over there. My bad, I gotta be on the next floor up. Mea culpa. My bad. Alright. I went the wrong way. Okay, this is the right way this time. Despite having very little idea as to how it functions, it appears you have activated the device successfully. Alright, now where's the other one? Maybe if I actually look at the map. Okay, so it's just out on that other one. There we go, we're gonna activate the other one.
Sage sighted! They're coming!
You get those shields up just in time.
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
That's good news for the Quistarian, but what of the rest of Lakeland?
Really?
Lena and the city guard have taken to the field. Thancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Why can't I adjust my mic sensitivity? Maybe that'll help. Try it this way. Yeah, it's not letting me adjust mic sensitivity for some reason. Okay. Oh, solo doo-doo with Alphino here. Alphino says we ought to join the Vanguard as soon as possible. If the number of eaters we saw is any indication, we'll be facing a formidable host. Alright, when it rains. Let's see if I can do this with my hand gunked up. LSA says, what lovely weather. Just what we needed. Alphino says, it seems the battle has already begun in earnest. Make haste. Gustarian forces are engaging the Sin Eaters at various locations across Lakeland. Assist them in defeating the Eaters before they are decimated. Come on, fingers, wake up. Alright. Let's go. Alce says, I hear shouting, come on.
Let's give it our all!
Alice says they need our help.
Help is at hand.
More eaters, don't let your guard down, Alphino said. Those eaters, they're moving toward Rak'tika's round. We should follow, but we cannot neglect those in need.
Leave the healing to me.
If it's this bad here, I shudder to think what it's like elsewhere, Alice said. It's time. I have my hands full here. Yurianji said it has served to help Y'shtola. Defend me, let none interrupt my incantation. Ooh.
I shall protect thee.
You will rue the day you crossed my path. There was nothing.
Alright. A most impressive trick indeed, Urianji says. Alright, where are we going? As if you've none of your own, let's make for the imperative, shall we? Y'shtola says. Alright, let's go. Someone hath made short work of these eaters, Urianji said. There's Thancred and Minfilia. Lithengel, You'll be glad to know that the locals have all got shelter. Nevertheless, we can't allow the Sin Eaters to gain any ground. With me, Thancred said. Alright. Alphino says, this can't be good. Or that can't be good. Alright, let's go. God damn it all, we're too late. The enemy has Crystarium Guard on the back foot. Oof. Ingrid says, I'll follow the Eater, you press on to the Imperative. Minfilia says, I'm staying with you. Alphina says, we've lost too many already, we must hurry. Well then hurry up, guys. These Eaters are too organized, they cannot merely be acting on instinct. Okay, here we go. Alphino, it is as we feared. Alphino says, but our task is as it ever was. Turn the tide. Drive out the Sin Eaters. Alright. Let's do that. The lives of the wounded are in our hands, Alphino says. Alright. Comes another wave of them.
On your feet!
So many of them. Here's the big one.
be outdone. Theory in practice.
Now that that thing's not shielded.
If naught else will suffice, my strength is yours.
May the 12 guide you.
Alright.
The stars shall grant thee succor.
Let's give them a show! With heart and steel!
There we go. Alright, let's do this.
There are so many. Ah, God damn it! Lena! Yeah! Lena, hold on. They turned on me.
Oh dear. Mm-mm.
This one is mine! We need only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right. Run! Run, damn you! The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now. God damn it! Please let this work. Please let this work. No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back. Help! Help! did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy? Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count! Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Excuse me. Alright, let's see. Let's go talk to LSA. LSA says it seems we've driven them back for the time being, at least. The wounded have been collected and are undergoing treatment now. Once they're ready to be moved, we'll have them carried back to the Crystarium. The dead as well, of course, whose bodies remain anyway. Alright, LSA is contemplating all that must be done yet in the wake of the battle. The others are helping to treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist in moving them, but even so, we simply don't have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after what we've been through. Gods know I am, but if you could see to a few of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lena is about somewhere, so you might also consider asking her if there are any other outstanding areas of need. We'll talk later. Alright, so time to aid the wounded. There's one over here, apparently. The dying guard. With tear-filled eyes, the prone man gazes up at you. His fingers twitch as if to reach for you, but he lacks the strength to raise his hand. Alright. And there's an anguished guard over here. See to him. Thank you, but it's too late. One of them, it got me. Cough. If I turn, please kill me, I beg you. Oh yeah, you don't want to be one of those. Be a mercy to kill him, huh? Alright, there should be another one around here somewhere. In this orange area. Over here, back in a away corner. Trembling guard. The guard says, Don't touch me. I killed her. She was one of them, I know, but oh, the poor guy, shell-shocked. Where's Lena? There she is.
I did not see you there. Is there something you need?
What'll I say? No, I'm fine. How are you feeling? Or shouldn't you be resting? What would the guard do without their captain? Ask her how she's feeling.
Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me. I am fine.
Oh, honey, you aren't.
Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. Who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now... Now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium! The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance. The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering. A paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony. Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my sin-eaters. It is only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
Hi, Gleep. And oh yeah, huh? Well, I'm glad you made it. Oh, ow. Oof. Alright, let's Lena got to say. Lena is gazing solemnly upward, and it is not difficult to guess what occupies her mind. Lena says, Vossari's ship is already gone. How flattering that he came all this way just to give his little speech. Lena says, I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured, I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties, especially not now. If I may, could I ask that you seek out Thancred and Minfilia for me? They endangered themselves on my behalf, and I would feel better knowing that they are well looked after. Thancred in particular sustained quite an injury from the Sin-Eater. I would not be surprised if he were in Spagrix still. Please give them my thanks. Alright, where's Thancred? Going back to the Crystarium. Ouch. need to start doing these earlier in the day. Alright, let's go. There's Thancred. Thancred, you're here for me? I'm sorry to put you to the trouble. I'm fine, really. The Eater landed an unfortunately solid blow, but the healers here have done wonders. I'm more worried about Minfilia. She's not taking it well. Could I ask you to speak with her? My attempts to reach out seem to have had the opposite effect. She's gone off to the Hortorium, ostensibly to fetch herbs for Chismail, but just talk to her, will you? Okay. Minfilia is near the rookery, I guess? Yeah. Oh, I can't go through that way. Oh, downstairs. This little area is so pretty. Look at this. There's Minfilia. Minfilia just says nothing. Minfilia appears to be lost in thought. Perhaps a gentle poke will get her attention. Eep! Minfilia says. Oh, Lithingel, what are you doing here? Thancred? Minfilia says, it's my fault, you know. I jumped at the chance to help Lena, but I was careless and now it's my fault. What'll I say? You can make it up for it by being there for him. Then you'll be wanting to get those herbs for the healers. You can make it up for him by being there for him. Minfilia says, are you sure? I've brought him nothing but trouble thus far. And what if it's worse next time? What? All I do is make mistakes and put others in danger. Minfilia says, I'm sure that he'll resent me for being this weak. Maybe he already does. But you're right, I can still help, if only by seeing these herbs safely to Chesimel. There are only 2 left on the list, but I'll need to ask about this one. I've looked high and low, and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Would you mind collecting the other? I would hate to delay any longer than I already have. Minfilia says, you're looking for something with soft leaves that's very fragrant, in an unmistakably medicinal way, I was told. We only need 2 sprigs or so. Once you've got them, you can bring them directly to Chessmail. Whoever gets there first can explain that the other will be back shortly. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Okay. Gotta find this herb that she wants me to look for. There we go. Is that it? This plant has soft leaves and smells strongly medicinal. Alright, there's one. Is this the other? This plant has soft leaves and strongly medicinal smelling. Alright, that's what I need. Now we go back to the healers. Must be leg day again with all these stairs. Alright. Manphilia told me that you would be bringing the rest, Chessmail said. There we go. Elvendil. Chessmail says, marvelous. With this, I can replenish our store of medicines. We're struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that have been brought in. I wasn't on the field, but that doesn't matter. The patients' faces make plain that it was a horrible battle. And we're still fighting it, I suppose, though with bitter medicine rather than sharp steel. But we'll win, I promise you that. Tancred says, it seems that I owe you an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come off the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With Spagrics in good working order, the Crystarium's people will be well cared for. More lie ahead, of course. Battles only you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone, but that's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? Tancred, we do. Was there something you needed? Wounded Guard says, I need you to tell him something for me. Wounded Guard says, my dearest friend, you see, he was there on the battlefield with me, but only the one of us is here to speak of it. At the end, before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew that our world was so beautiful, he told me. I'm so glad that I got to see the night sky. Wounded Guard continues, I don't know how the Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if what Vothri said is true, if our losses were our own just deserts, and we doom ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the Warrior of Darkness, in the Crystal Exarch. I don't think what they've done is wrong. I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. My friend, he smiled in the end, just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's how I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up. Don't give in. Please. Tancred says, we'll tell him. You have my word. There we go. Let's talk to Thancred again. Thancred seems keen to quit the infirmary. Thancred says, if you're ready, why not go on ahead to the Ocular? You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Alphino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest Amaro I can find, so we shouldn't be keeping you long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Thanks, Phil. Alright, let's go to the Ocular. And we're gonna hoof it up these stairs. Hoof, 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 hoof. Made it before the sprint ran out. Of course I have business with the Exarch. Why would I come running up those stairs if I didn't? For my health? Yes. Exarch says, welcome, my friend. Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you, though I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. Exarch says, one of our soldiers said that? Thank you. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief, and even should regret be my constant companion, I will follow the path I have chosen to its end. What'll I say? We have some time before the others arrive. Would you like to talk, or as will I? Ask if he wants to talk. Exarch says, and if I were to confess any doubts I might harbor, no one need ever know. No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Arm-Arang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Arm-Arang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin-Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin-Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Arm-Arang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do! I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation. But it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Arm-Arang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
Thancred is surely not a happy lad. Minfilia says, I'm sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. Into tessellation, huh? Alright. Let's go outside. Minfilia says, sorry for the wait. I'm ready now. What'll I say? And you're sure you want to do this? Completely sure? Or there has to be another way? I'm going to say there has to be another way. Minfilia says, look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger, strong enough to face my destiny, and I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. Estella says, when you put it that way, how could we not? Estella says, it is your decision to make. Just be sure that you are prepared when the time comes. Arianji says, if all are assembled, shall we depart? Thancred says, we'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? Alisei says, about that, there's something I neglected to mention. Alisei says, I saw a Yulmoran airship coming in to land over Amarang when I was on my way back to the Crystarium. No doubt the same vessel that bore Vathri's forces to Rak'tika. Alphinaud says, meaning we can expect an encounter armed resistance on our journey through the region. Alisei says, right. Now, Nabath Arang lies in the southern reaches of Amarang, and there are two routes that will get us there. The first is the eastern route, which would lead us past Mortsuk. The other is the western route, which would require us to pass through the Hills of Amber. Thancred says, Minfilia and I took the eastern route last time. Alisei says, yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes the easier travels of the Nabath Severance. Alisei says, but we can't use it. If we did, we'd need to cross the Severance from a point nearby the Inn of Journey's End. If the Yulmorans caught wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients, and we can be sure their activities would not meet with Vothri's approval. Alisei says, it will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the Hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Ilmoran's attention elsewhere, to an area in the east that I know to be uninhabited. That way, you'll have a chance of reaching Navatharang unopposed and without any risk to civilians. Alphinaud says, I cannot deny that it's a sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? Y'shtola says, I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. Y'shtola says, and if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Thancred says, well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Vothri's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. Alisei says, we'll borrow a few Almaro for our journey. I leave the rest to you, Minfilia. Minfilia says, thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. Alright, speak with Thancred. Where is Thancred? Outside. Alright, let's go on out. Areas. Alright. Thancred says, there you are. The gate leading to Amarang is just up ahead. In all the time I've been here, I've never ventured into the Hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands at this point, but we have more than enough reasons to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Minfilia for me, would you? Alright, speak to Hardass. Hardass says, off so soon, Mistress Dread. You've barely had time to recover from the battle. Well, if you're certain, I'm hardly in a position to question you, he says. Alright, here we go.
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the Hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
Alright, so we're here in Amarang again on the other side. Let's talk to Minfilia. Minfilia says, this place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel, and I don't plan to take a moment of time I spend upon it for granted. Alright. Thancred's got something to say to us now. Thancred is gazing with interest at the nearby village. Thancred says, I take it you're seeing what I'm seeing? Finding a village when we've hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck. Especially given our recent fortunes, but you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folk who live here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. Alright. There's a chicken on that wagon. There we go. Let's go talk to Zunzun. Zunzun says, you sell? No, you are no merchant. But then, why do I know your face? Oh, I remember you spent Vorbert gold. Such a coin purse cracking. You are already a legend among Mord traders. Thancred says, you're a traveling merchant then? Can you tell us anything of this village? Zunzun says, of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now, none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it a trading post. Very convenient location. Minfilia says, in which case, you all must be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabasarang ourselves. If we continue south from here, will we have any difficulties reaching it? Oh yes, great difficulty. The flood rent the stone and crushed the mines surrounding Nabatharang. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain. Minfilia says, oh no. But surely there must be some way. Do you think any of the other Mord might have some sort of hidden route? Zunzun says, perhaps. You ask, they tell. Tell for free, even to friends of our best customer. Minfilia says, wonderful. Thank you for your help. Thancred says, well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. Let's see here. Alright, you got somebody up here. Rinril? Rilril, okay. Rilril says, you wish to go to Nabasarang, huh? There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there is nothing left and no one to use it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires would bear your weight. You hastily take down a memo regarding the gondola on a spare scrap of parchment. Alright. Let's see. Shol. Oh, that is a surprise. Not many bound for Nabatharang these days. So, Old Sol says, I do know of a trolley that once went there. It used to travel between all of the settlements and mines of the Amber Hills. It is locked behind a gate, however. I assume that it will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being of much use. And I take a note. You take down the information regarding the trolley on a wrinkled piece of parchment before stuffing it unceremoniously back into your bag. Okay. There's somebody else around here. There we go. Gon. What do you got to tell me? Gon says, for Nabatharang, airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. Yes. The Yulmorans have one, I hear. You can ask them to take you. It seems somewhat superfluous to do so. You dutifully make note of Gon's words. Alright, let's compare some notes. Thancred says, Lith. I'm afraid we've learned little of use about how to reach Nabatharang. Yulmoran presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though their army is definitely in Amarang, there have been no sightings of Yulmorans at all in the Amber Hills. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alisae's plan has borne fruit. Did you have any better luck finding us a route forward? Let's give him the notes. Thancred says, so these are our options. Well, what do you think? So what'll I say? We can try the gondola, might die, but Can we get an airship anywhere? Not from Frothtery, obviously. Or gate aside, the trolley seems most feasible. I like the sound of that trolley. Thancred says, it does seem to be the least risky of our options, and I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash off in search of it, though. Perhaps Zun can offer some insight. There we go. Alright, Zun. Zun is eyeing me with curiosity. Zun says, oh, valued customers! Were the other Mord of help? Thancred says, of a fashion. They told us of a trolley that runs to Nabatharang, or at least... But am I correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not do so yourself when first we asked? Sunset says, yes, the gate, you see, it's impassable. Before there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos. It opened the gate, they say. But none operate such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Bairn Mines. That is where the trolley controls stand. I still see miners there from time to time if anyone knows what happened to the Talos. Nephilia says, it would be them. Thank you. You've been a great help. Thancred says, we're off to Mount Bairn then. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our questions. Alright. Thancred, where'd you run off to? Way down there in no man's land. Okay. Well, let's go. Hi, Thancred. Thancred says the scale of the track is impressive. I'll give them that. Now we only need to follow it until we come to the mines. Looks like we found the mines. And something attacking us. That's one hell of a gnome. Alright, Thancred. What do you got to say? Thancred says, bit of a mess, isn't it? But the mechanisms for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zun said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance to the mines proper caught Arianje's eye. Meet us there if you find anything. Alright, let's go snooping around. Oh, found an aether current. Those are always useful. There's something in this area. Just need to find it. There's a trolley car. The benches within suggest that this must have been a passenger car. Oddly enough, though it is clearly old, it appears to be well maintained. Okay, well, we got the attention of a native. Bad puppy. Alright, let's go check out this rail that's glittering at us over here too. Ooh. It's not looking too healthy. Alright. Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appear sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. Okay. Alright, there should be something more to find. And a conspicuous cup. Let's check it out. The cup is slightly warm, and a fair amount of tea, steeped over long, if the color is any indication, remains within it. Okay, somebody's been here recently then. Let's go find Urianger. Urianger says, "Ah, Lith, what hast thou discerned? Alright. I see, indeed, thine observations are consistent with my own." Urianger continues, "But let us refrain from further discussion, or our comrades arrive." Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides, Thancred says. Ophelia says, "The levers for switching tracks look like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think." Urianger says, "It's my belief that no person is meant to." "This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source, nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggest a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, the specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them that they might facilitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it." Thancred says, "We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't." Thancred says, "Let's ask them what it is, shall we?" "Lith, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks," Thancred said. Thancred says, "While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece." Thancred says, "Off we go then." Pardon me. Alright, let's get attacked by one of the natives. Alright. Let's go see what we can find before we get attacked again. No, never mind. The natives are restless here today. Alright, let's talk to this suspicious man. Suspicious man says, "Wicked White, where did you come from?" "No, never mind that. You have no business here. Of that I'm sure." Well, he wants to fight. Just sit down, shut up, and tell me what I want to know. Huff, Huff, what are you, Huff, Huff? Alright. Where's Thancred run off to? He's over this way. Let's get my bike back out. Well, he's caught a couple people too. Alright, Thancred. Okay. Thancred says, good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves, Thancred says. Well-muscled man. Us? We're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours? Thancred says, do we honestly look like we need to steal? What, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd. We're not here to rob you. Well-muscled man says, a likely story. You look, well... Well-muscled man says, you don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason you would come all this way is to strip the machinery for parts. Fresh-faced man, oh, Thaf, I have an idea. What if once upon a time a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her unto world's end. On their journey they met a sorcerer, ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow? Thancred says, I can only assume you're being intentionally obtuse. But in the unlikely event that there's a serious conjecture, no, I suppose. I'm a bodyguard of a sort, and we have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romances. Urianger says, though I would fain hear more about this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Thancred says, Gods grant me strength. Mephisto says, if I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabathurang. We were hoping that the trolley would... We were hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. Minfield continues, I realize we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again? Fresh face, the trolley? Well-muscled man, the trolley! Fresh face man, you should have led with that. We've always been keen to discuss the trolley. Jarek says, we're both engineers in training. In fact, Jarek and Tafe are at your service. Tafe says, technically I'm a miner and he does repair work, but our passion is the trolley. Jarek says, we're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there's little in need of transport these days, but there's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of it traveling the track once again would make hearts sore, mark my words. Thancred says, you'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Jarek says, not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Ophelia says, well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. Faith says, it's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. Faith says, I suppose you could speak with him, if you like. We'll introduce you. Dankert says, very well. Our options are limited, but if this Magnus can explain whatever is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Faith says, right. It looks like you'll be following us back to Twine then. Alright. Let's talk to Faith. Faith is ready to guide you to Twine, where you might meet the mysterious Magnus. Alright. Faith says, if you're ready, we can leave right now. Though you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd come out by now. Faith says, you think he'll be alright? That's, well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. Jerk says, I'll have a look, just in case. You go on ahead, Faith. Faith says, alright, look. It looks like it'll just be you lot and me then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. Alright, let's go. Well, something's trying to bite me. Darn wily coyotes. Yep. Alright, Faith. Let's talk. Faith says, damn that smarts. Did he have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling that for the next fortnight, at least. I'll have to try that again after I kill this coyote. Since he's come back. Oh, now he's running off. Just gonna kill him. He's not gonna leave me alone. There we go. Alright, Faith. You have to talk a little bit more again, but hey. Alright. For the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I've pointed your overeager companions in the right direction and they've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Faith says, normally we walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has such a... Dang bird. Everything wants a bite out of me tonight. Let's try that again. Fortnight. Blah, blah, blah. Not to be done about it now. Pointed your overeager companions in the right direction and they've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally we walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has such a shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. Alright. Let's talk to Faith again. Faith says, wait a moment. I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, all right. Run! Oh, another coyote. Alright, we took care of that. Alright, safe. Oh, you need some help again, huh? Now we get demented ostriches. Or demented vultures. Alright, Faith. Faith says, sorry about that. I'll admit, I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, so we should make it without further incident. If you say so, buddy. I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm gonna attune to this aetherite so I don't forget to. There we go. Let me check something here. Rest and ruin. Alright, this is it. Faith says, welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house the laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town. Back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each hard day at the mines. Now there's no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines, for the matter. The only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go, or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it will help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Well, the Thancred says, that's encouraging. But I don't see what we have much choice. Let's go meet the man. And I think on that note, I'll wrap up for tonight. And we'll meet Magnus next time. Alright, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one, where we actually will probably get to a dungeon again. Alright. Till next time, stay safe. See y'all later. Love y'all loads. Bye.